The United States hit yet another very grim milestone in the COVID-19 pandemic this week, with 663,000 American deaths, which now means 1 out of every 500 people in the United States have died from COVID-19. 1 out of every 500 people in this country have died of COVID-19. This is a tragedy at this point that is largely preventable. And that's what drives me so crazy about this, and that's what makes it even sadder. We have people dying because of misinformation here in the United States. We have people out there who are still denying that the pandemic is even real. They don't believe this is actually a thing that's happening. And then they go to the hospital with COVID-19, get put on a ventilator, and some of them still won't acknowledge that it's real. In the early days of the pandemic, I remember sitting right here and saying, everybody calm down. Yes, listen to medical experts, but let's not lose our heads. And this was in the very, very early days of it. It didn't take long for me to admit that, wow, yeah, I was wrong. This is the real deal. And a lot of other people who had been saying similar things in the very early days of it, they came around as well and said, nope, this is real. We need the mask. We need the precautions. We need to do all of these things. But somehow some people never snapped out of that. When they saw family members die, when they saw friends and coworkers die, they still refuse to believe this is real. They try to write it off saying, oh, well, this person had a comorbidity. Oh, they were 250 pounds, they were a diabetic, they had heart problems, they were an asthmatic, whatever it is, they're trying to justify in their own minds why it can't happen to them. And that's the problem. This selfish way of thinking that we seem to have way too much of here in the United States, the it can't happen to me, I'm immune mentality, is what is driving people to an early grave. Are you more likely to die from it if you have a comorbidity? Absolutely. Do you have to have a comorbidity in order to die from it? Absolutely not. And ordinarily, you would still keep living even if you were overweight, even if you had heart problems or asthma. You wouldn't have died had you not got the COVID-19, and people have to understand that. 1 in 500 people in this country are now dead in just a year and a half because of this virus. And we're still sitting here watching as numbers continue to climb. We're watching more cases. 153,000 new cases the other day, Tuesday, I think. 153,000 new cases in the United States. This is not going away. This is not getting better. The share of people who say they will never get vaccinated is dropping, so that's a positive, but that's about the only positive we have right now. People need to get vaccinated if they can. People need to be wearing masks. You still need to be socially distancing. You need to avoid large gatherings. All those rules from the early days of the pandemic that people seem to have thrown by the wayside, believe it or not, folks, we have to get back to that because the death this is causing simply isn't worth it. But unfortunately, not enough people in this country apparently feel that way. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our channel for fresh content 7 days a week.